What's Cooking? Hello there. You're very welcome to What's Cooking right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Apiorkor Seyiram Ashong Abe, and this is the month of our heritage. We're celebrating our heritage. We're looking at all things Ghana. We're going back into the past to bring the beautiful things from there into our present so that we can learn them and carry them into our future. You're welcome once again. Now today, we're making something very special. Now, it's not just special because it tastes amazing and it's something that you should taste if you haven't tasted already. It's special because it is literally a special meal. Oto, eto, depending on which part of the country you're from, you probably have it in your culture. All right, and we make it with yam, we make it with plantain. Some people even do cocoyam or oto. It's very interesting. But what makes it special is the fact that we use it during special occasions. On the occasion of the outdooring of an adolescent, on the occasion of your first menstruation, if you're a young girl, a young woman, on the occasion of your birthday. And then if you're a woman who gives birth to twins or triplets, you have a multiple birth, it's also something that you experience. And then in the Gadangme culture, during the twin ceremony, you'll see the sprinkling of Etor as well, just to rain blessings from the ancestors upon these young people or these people who have grown from their birth up until that point. So it's a beautiful thing that we're doing today. It's a very tasty meal, and I have a very special lady to make the special meal, all right? Before I go for a break, let me remind you that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tomufa Kakra Na Ye Bebre. Kivo pepper, and Kivo has a range of spices. You need to try them. They will turn up the heat in your kitchen, literally. And some of it is really hot, but then also in terms of the taste and the flavors, you'll love it. Then we also have the Tasty Tom range of spices. So Tasty Tom is no longer just doing tomato paste. Now you've got all sorts of interesting spices that you can use in your meals as well. And then last but not the least, I'd like to say a very big thank you to the Susie Herbal Center. They are doing some brilliant things, creating products for pedicures and manicures with local indigenous Ghanaian ingredients and all sorts of material, but also produced right here in Ghana. So let's go for a break, and when we come back, we get cooking. Welcome back. It's still What's Cooking right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Apiorkor, and you're here with me in the kitchen where we're going to make eto oto. But I'm not the expert here. I have a guest, and if you're just joining me, I spoke a lot about the importance of eto or oto, depending on where you come from in Ghana, and why it's such a special dish, why its significance still reigns supreme even now in 2025. And why are we doing this? Because Etor is a great meal, but also it's Heritage Month here at Channel 1 TV, City FM, and in Ghana, in the month where we celebrate our independence, 68 years of independence to be exact. So I'm going to invite my guest now. Her name is Etor Tremetin. Etor Tremetin. Very beautiful name. So she came to spend the night with me, ready to come and cook. I go. Apiorkor. Auntie Etor.
Yeah.
Pork. Hey, I am sweet too.
That's it.
Dedo.
That's it.
Auntie Etor.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. And see, today we are making Etor. Yes. And you are one of the people I know. And when you make the Etor, you eat and lick your fingers for 10 days. Yes, we know you and what your hands can do. So that's why I begged you, pleaded with you to come and join us to do this meal in Ghana month, in our Heritage Month. Yes. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
So where do we start?
I'm starting to use mine.
With the yam.
Yep.
Okay, so what kind of yam do you use for it? This is puna.
Puna.
Okay, but Do people use water yam?
No. This one is dry one.
Okay, so it should be dry,
Yeah,
the puna.
dry.
And should the puna be fresh or it should sit fresh?
No, it's dry.
Dry.
Old one.
Old one.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what. So first lesson, we have to use the puna. We have different kinds of yam. So we
one
use
is
the
puna,
puna.
yeah.
And then we use old puna because
Old
we want it to be dry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So where do we start? So when you go to the market and you tell them you
tell
want
that
the
you are using for the Etor.
Okay.
So you want the dry one.
the dry one, and they'll give it to you. Okay. So I think that's also interesting because our markets women are traders, they are businesswomen, and they know exactly what you need for everything you are cooking.
Yeah.
So when you tell them you are using it for it all, you need the dry one, they'll give
the
it
dry
to
one.
you. They'll give it to you.
The new one is
Okay. So do you have to cut it any particular way? No.
yes.
Okay. Oh, but will this way make it cook fast?
Yeah.
Because it's
Fine,
smaller.
yes.
Okay. So Auntie Julie, how did you learn how to make etor? Anna, Eureka Fancy.
Etor. It's banya. Oyema. Ubia. Abufebia bia. Oraba. Nebra you why bra.
That's puberty.
Puberty. Yeah, jeto. At the canano. Na ya bon atna se. Na wa kire no. De brana wayen. Sisi wa ba wiase. Nti no wodo ohwe no huye. Enware. Nti no wode no wode kana no na kusua. Wode kana no. No wode abon atna se.
Okay. So Auntie Etor is saying that I was asking her, you know, etor, when it's used, when do we eat it? So she was explaining that when a young lady, as I say, young lady reaches puberty, adolescence, then you make etor for her, and then you
birthday,
birthday. So puberty, reaching adolescence, they say bra. So reach a certain, you are now entering life. That's the puberty, point of time in your life. And so they will make etor for the young lady, put some in her mouth, let her sit down, and then now they explain to her that the life you've lived all this time, where you've reached, you are now entering the real world. You are now getting into life. And so these are things you have to know, these are things you shouldn't do, these are things you should do. And then they give her an egg, also put it in her mouth. And then that also signifies the new life that she's entering into. So I told you, etor is a very special food. And the custom, the tradition around it is also very beautiful. I even have goosebumps thinking about it. And see, but how did you learn how to prepare it? Okay. So she says her mom taught her how to make it.
I'm not sure. You will maybe you were Brazil, you were Bayer. But Bayer never did
puberty. Okay. So she said there are different kinds of etor, and I think even in the intro I mentioned that we have yam, we have plantain, There's some people even use cocoyam and so on. But today we are looking at the yam and plantain. But she says when we are doing the puberty right, what we just explained is the yam that we use. Okay. Saucepan. Okay.
Water. Okay. Clean it already.
Okay. So we finished washing our yam. Now we are going to boil it. Simple boiling. Do we add salt? Only salt.
Salt and water.
Salt and water. So Auntie Etor says that because we are using the dry yam, there's not a lot of water content in it, a lot of the juice from the yam, the natural juice. So you have to add a lot of water. So it will cook very well and become soft. So now we are coming to do that plantain.
We're going to use my abro. Use my eye.
Honey. So Auntie Etor says, as for the plantain etor, we don't use ripe. So what you're saying is not fully ripe.
No.
You don't use ripe plantain, not the one you use for kelewele and to fry your plantain for your gobe. A roasted plantain, no. You use the honeho. It's a little bit ripe, but it's also not unripe. So you have a little bit of sweetness. That's it. So that's what we use for the etor. What about the kind of plantain? Do we use the one we use for the pendua na apim, or it doesn't matter? Apintu. Okay. So we use that plantain, the one we use for fufu, the bigger plantain. The bigger one. Yes, the bigger plantain. You won't use the apim, which is smaller, and that's what we use for to eat with palava sauce or abom and pisi. Okay. So you see, you thought you knew plantain and yam, but there are differences inside. So if you go to the market and you tell them that you're looking for
the one used for the etor.
The one used for etor. Okay. They'll also be able to.
know.
Okay. They know. Okay. So once again, our mothers in the market, they never disappoint. So if you go to any market, you tell them, I'm looking for the plantain that we use for the etor. They know, they'll give you that. Okay. So we're putting the plantain on fire in our second cool pot. So for those who are wondering why anytime the pot goes on top, we fan it, it's to wake the fire up so it'll become hot. It's like raising the temperature on your gas cooker, or raising the fire. That's what we do. Increasing the fire, some people say. I'll show you. I started grinding the pepper for you. Okay, so we can add. This one is about different. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Auntie Etor says we use two different. We call this our earthenware bowls in English, but asanka, ana, apotoriwa, ana, zegba, or ka. Depending on where you come from, but we all use it.
Asanka.
Ana,
asanka.
Are you way? That's another one.
Ayewa. Yeah.
Okay. So depending on where you are from, this you have to have it in your kitchen as a Ghanaian. So because we are doing yam and plantain, we are using two different. Apotoriwa or asanka. So one will be here. We are grinding the pepper because pepper is very important for the etor. Okay. And man, the taste. Okay. So the pepper is for taste. As for Ghanaian food, we always have pepper inside. Almost all our food has pepper. Okay. So Auntie Etor, they are bringing the onion, but apart from the pepper and the onion, what else? I see that's Kobe.
Kobe.
Okay. 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 So Auntie Etor says we are going to clean the Kobe. And the Kobe, for those who don't know, it's salted tilapia. So we preserve the tilapia. It's a way of preservation. But the salt and the way we preserve it, it also gives its own flavor. So when you use Kobe, It's different from using fresh fish. It's different from using smoked fish. Its own vibe, as the Gen Zs will say. Apiorkor. Eso. More. So we are going to soak the Kobe a little because the salt takes all the water. So it makes it hard. But we need it to be a little soft. So we're going to soak it a little. So at this point, let's take a break. This is still What's Cooking right here on Channel 1 TV. When we come back, our Kobe will be soft. Our yam hopefully will be cooked. Our plantain as well. And then we continue the journey of discovery for this beautiful meal called Etor. We'll be right back.
CB makeup now. I'm a go correct. Why your best mankasa? That's it. You anymore. Oh, middle. You capture the back on CB makeup sauce. See, CB men capsules na make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You name the dada. And one year packaging I the first.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biasa no akodo packaging.
Share painful. Any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada go be and come.
Susanna. Ghana man man tamasi.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aji edwedin kato yato.
We're still cooking right here in the What's Cooking kitchen. My name is Apiorkor. My guest today is Auntie Kwa and Tremetin. It's very important. Auntie Kwa Tremetin is my guest, and we are making a very, very ceremonial meal, but it's also become an everyday meal for people. You can make Etor, that's what we're talking about, or Oto, depending on which part of Ghana you come from, which ethnic group you belong to. You can make it at home. It's very simple. Gone are the days when it's only our grandmothers or our aunties who will make it at certain points in our lives. Now we can also make it and enjoy it. Can even buy it in restaurants all over the country. Okay, so Auntie Kwa, before we went on the break, she was doing some things. I'll bring her in very shortly. But let me remind you that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom. Ufa kakra na ye bebre. We've also, yes, bebre. We've also got the Susie Herbal Center on board here with us on the show. And then Kivo Pepper. And Kivo Pepper, very strong, very hot, but it gets the job done the way Ghanaians like it in the kitchen. And they also have a ginger, garlic, onion mix, rosemary powder, very great spices that you can use. And now Tasty Tom also has spices. They've got beef, chicken, stew, soup, shrimp. You can use them and up the ante, up the you know the je ne sais quoi, you know, and then your meals will be better than ever. Okay, Auntie Ekwa.
Yes.
Auntie, what have we done so far?
Maybe I'm not Brazil.
Aha.
I'm Byron.
Uh-huh.
Sister Maruba. My bochu.
Okay.
Byron.
Okay. So Auntie Ekwa, we finished boiling the yam. You know, we did it on our coal pot. We saw that earlier. We've also finished boiling the plantain.
It's a rochu, my Byron.
Aha. So now she's grinding or mashing the yam. Okay. And in the Apiorkor, the sanka, there's already grinded
Yaba.
pepper. Yaba. So there's already grinded pepper, the Scotch bonnet pepper, is normal pepper we buy in our market. There's some salt. And now we put the yam in there and we are mashing it because Etor is mashed yam, mashed plantain. It's all about the mashing when it comes to Etor. Okay. So, how should it be? Should it be very soft, very smooth? Then not like food. No. The yam is very nice. You know, for those who are just joining us, what Auntie Ekwa has taught us is that you use puna, not fresh puna, old puna. Yes, that's the kind of
dry
yam
one.
It's the dry one. So we added a lot of water when we were boiling it, so that it could become soft. And we've got the softness that you need. But Auntie Ekwa, why did they use the dry puna? Why not the one with water?
The dry puna no. No munsu na ario. Say if I no munsu na yo na on to me ye.
Pressure say I say okay.
Use you come market I catch man na require Etor. To obama the right one.
Okay. So Auntie Ekwa, I'm asking her why we use the dry puna, because in my mind we still added water and boiled it for it to become soft. But she said, no, the yam itself, if it's wet, if it's fresh puna, and it has the water content, it can't become flaky like this. And that's how the Etor has to be. So it's very important that when you go to the market, like we said, you let the person you're buying the yam from know they are using it for Etor, and they'll give you the old puna, the right one, the dry one.
Yeah.
Okay. It has to be flaky. It shouldn't be stuck together like fufu. No, that's not what we want. Or motu, no. It has to be flaky.
Okay. This is Apiorkor. Apiorkor. Brazen.
Plantain. So plantain is brazen.
Brazen. No, you are not a buyer. You take brazen.
So as you can see, it's not everybody who likes the yam. Some people like the plantain.
The plantain.
So that's how we also do. We want to show you how it's done. And with the plantain too, it's not ripe plantain. Honey ho.
The honey ho.
Somehow ripe, somehow unripe. It's in the middle.
In the middle.
Beer. Half and half. But like I said, half and half.
Yeah, and now bread is an easy. And catty. Yes, a fra. And so, Arian, no ruchu.
Oh,
okay. And the fra.
Okay. So with the plantain Etor, we also add groundnuts. and we grind it with the plantain.
Make sure doesn't cut another fry.
Okay. So now what we are going to do, Auntie, we are going to toast or just char the Kobe. Just a little, roast it small. So we want it to be a little black, like a little burnt, just a little charred. We are going to do that on our coal pot. Then after that, we'll heat our red oil. Let's see. So we did. Sorry.
Ash.
For the ash to go. Okay. So we're trying to get rid of the ash. So I'm just using our fire has been on and alive for a while. We're just grilling it a little. So I'm fanning it so that the fire will pick up and then it will toast or char very quickly. Because we don't have time. Okay. Hey, come on. It's nice, so it's so nice. So Auntie, because when we are done with this, we'll remove some, break some up, and then mash it with the yam. With the plantain before we add our red oil. And the red oil too, there's a way we do it. Very nice. So we're going to that soon, but let's finish with our kobe. A rubber kobe.
Even fancy kobe.
So don't forget that the kobe, before we went on our earlier break, we soaked it in water because the salt, like we said, kobe, yes, kobe is salted fish, tilapia. So you use the salt to preserve it, but it also gives it its own unique taste. And when we use it in our food for certain dishes, just like we are doing with Etor today, it gives it its own flavor. But the salt also makes it hard because it dehydrates the fish. So we needed to soak it so that it could become soft, so that we can eat it and enjoy it. So the kobe that we are grilling here, it's been soaked in water, so it's soft enough that we can use it for our dish. The other thing too is, apart from soaking the kobe, you have to actually open it and wash it because they stuff it with the salt. What we call adango.
Adango.
Yes.
And chino shishi.
So it's like Auntie Etor is saying, the salt, they put it in the neck, in the mouth, they stuff the fish with it so that it can dry it from inside and out. And so we also need to wash it, cut it open a bit so that we can remove the salt crystals. This is salt that is mined from the seashores of Ghana, much of it from the area we call Adan. So that's why we call it Adango. Yes, Adango. Yes, depending on your language. So Adango, it means Adan salt. So Auntie Etor says now, clearly, we are pretty much done grilling the kobe, charring it the way Ghanaians know how to do it. And we've used our coal pot to do this, okay? This is charcoal made from wood. So it's something that we use, and we call it a coal pot because literally you stuff it with, you fill it with charcoal's pot, and then you cook.
Finish.
So now we are done with our kobe. Next, our palm oil. Bingo. Ingo, right? Ingo cocoa. Red oil. That's what it means. Go to check. Okay. So Auntie Etor is chopping some onions. Now these onions, we are going to use it to sort of saute the red oil, the palm oil. So the onions will give it flavor, and this flavor is a big part of the taste, the final taste that we get for our etor, regardless of whether it's the yam or the plantain. So she's chopping the onions for the oil. We also have some of our grinded pepper as well. Remember, we grinded some of the pepper earlier and we used it to mash the yam and the plantain. So we have some, so the rest. Okay. So now our pan is on fire. The red oil has gone into it. The onions are in there as well. Okay. So we've added our pepper as well, grinded pepper. Now I'm fanning. Okay. They're okay. That's how you know that Auntie Etor is a Ghanaian woman. She can touch the fire and nothing happens. But I'm fanning the coal pots, the bottom of it, so I'll wake the fire up a bit. Okay, so this is similar when you're fanning the coal pots. This is similar to increasing the temperature of a gas cooker or an electric stove. So you are increasing the fire. Fine. We're adding flavor, we're adding color, so that we also get that color and that flavor in the etor. Okay. So we take some of our grilled or charred Kobe, specifically the head, and then we add it. Auntie Etor, add it in a etino. And this is what my own taste. Okay. So I'm asking Auntie Etor why we are adding the head and not the tail or the middle. She says that, and we know this, at least Ghanaians, authentic Ghanaians know that the head of the fish also has its own taste. Okay? As a, I'm trying to be a Gen Z. The Gen Z say it has its own vibe, its own thing going on. So you add the head to give it some taste, a little bit of texture. So that when we add the oil and the pepper and the onion and the Kobe mixture, everything comes together, unified taste. Beginning to fry, bubble over, you can see the bubbles. Is almost like a very simple stew, something like this. Kobe stew. So Auntie Julie says, like we said, breaking some of the Kobe up, and then we're going to mash it into the yam. We'll do the same for the plantain, so that we also get a nice smoky Kobe flavor in the yam before we even add our little red oil and Kobe sauce or stew. Thank you. So Auntie Julie says we don't need so much of the oil.
They use green pepper and now spring onion. Green.
So Auntie Julie says, so as you saw, she mixed the red oil and Kobe sauce, the sauteed mixture, into the yam, the pepper, the salt, and the pieces of Kobe. And you keep mixing until you have, as much as possible, a uniform color. Okay, you see it's a nice bright curry yellow. I say, hey, Auntie Etor, so or your fashion designer, Auntie, on in colors, curry yellow. And now small green pepper. And this is the kind of green pepper that we use for salad. So small green pepper, cut it small, spring onions, small, and then sprinkle it on top for garnishing. And now we take the Kobe, the rest of our, or some, because we'll still use some for the plantain. So breaking it up. Okay. So we are done with this one. Just look at this. So beautiful. So beautiful. Look at that. Now we're moving on to our plantain. So we're adding, again, not too much oil. Mixing it into our plantain. Remember the plantain, we also added groundnuts. Mashed it in there. A bit of the pepper, grinded pepper, and then some salt as well. Mix it in. Then our Kobe also goes on top. So Auntie says, Auntie Etor says, if you have more Kobe, you can add as much as you want. You can make it sauté. But this one, as usual, Etor. Small of this, small of that. Small of this, small of that. Okay.
Yeah, done.
Our eggs.
But you maybe okay.
So the last thing is our eggs. And for those who didn't catch it from the beginning, he said that it's all special. We use it for special occasions when we are outdooring young ladies who have entered puberty. And that's when we use a yam etor. So we make it like this. We let them sit, And then we put a little bit of the etor in their mouths, they eat it. And then the mothers, the grandmothers, the aunties, the big sisters, they will now come and share stories about life.
Life, yes.
You know, what you should know now that you're a woman, you are entering life proper. What you shouldn't do, what you should do, how you should comport yourself as a woman. And then after that, they make them also eat some of the egg. So the egg has to be on top. You know. And these are boiled eggs. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we're pretty much done here. Just making sure that we get all the shell off of the hard-boiled eggs and then put them on top of our yam etor and our plantain etor. Plantain etor. So let's go for a break. When we come back, we'll eat this delicious food, which is very special and very important in Ghanaian culture. We'll be right back.
CB women capsules now. I'm correct. Why your best mankasa?
That's it.
You anymore. Oh, middle. You capsules back on CB men capsules. Me see CB men capsules na make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You name the dada. And one year packaging I had the pepper.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biasa no akodo kun pegi.
Share painful. Any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada go be and come
Susanna. Ghana man man tamasi.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aji edwedin kato yatu.
It's time to eat our etor here on What's Cooking. My name is Apiorkor. I've been here with Auntie Kwa. Chemetin.
Yeah.
We've been making etor. We have yam etor and we have our plantain etor as well. And it's time to eat. And we'll be talking more about this very special traditional dish that we've made here today. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Tasty Tom Ufa Kakra Na Ye Bebre and the Susie Herbal Center as well. And a very big thank you, no doubt, to Kivo Pepper. Auntie Julie, we are ready.
Yeah.
So we can eat now.
Yeah.
Or, as for the flies, dear, they will come. So we can eat. Okay. So we eat with our hand, oh? Okay. So this is the yam.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a special way to eat it? No. You just enjoy it. Because of the cold, like the flies are there.
What's cooking?
Oh, you cry, what?
This is celebration time, eh?
Yeah. It is, as you can see.
Yeah. Heritage Celebration Month.
Ghana month.
Ghana.
Ghana month.
This one looks like a Jumako Etor. Let me also set up here.
How do you know? What's the difference?
Is that how do I know? The accompaniment, the Kobe.
You find it only in a Juma.
Or Kobai, in Kati and Charlie.
You find it only in a Juma.
Serve me.
Please, the spoon is there.
Serve me. Auntie, please serve me.
See, you're lucky that you always get very kind guests on this show.
Yes.
Who will be willing to serve you. Because left to me alone, honestly.
Because I have to put a Jumako on the map.
Oh my God. What is all this?
Yeah. And that one too.
That's a plantain.
Yeah.
Brazy.
Brazy. Pepe brazy.
Brazy etor.
Brazy nazi.
Ah.
Yeah. Yes.
Pepe kobi.
Ekobai, yes. Combine.
So you want everything.
I mean, so that I enjoy it to the fullest. Etor.
So, Taster General, what do you know about Etor?
Oh, Etor. You know, if you have gone through you have survived an incident, apart from celebrating with birthdays and special occasions, if you have survived a terrible incident, you can do some Etor to commemorate.
Like an accident?
Yeah, accident.
A very serious illness?
Yes. Near-death incidents. You are giving Etor with plenty eggs. In fact, if it's a year, 1 egg. If it's 2 years, 2 eggs. Yes.
And from what you know, what does that signify?
Oh, life.
Life.
Because, you know, the gun will talk, as we will call it. Like what I'm narrating now, you should have the white one, plain
white egg.
Yes.
Not the brown.
Plain white.
Plain white or top.
And then the yellow one on the side.
So you eat the plain white first, and then you top it up with the yellow.
Yeah.
So that's without the oil.
Yeah.
Also,
with all the onions mashed and
everything.
Yeah.
I remember when I had my first menses. I know a lot of other young ladies have had that experience. Then your mother, your aunties, they come around, they'll make the Etor for you. And they give you the number of eggs that correspond to your age.
Yes.
You have to eat all in their presence. I was so tired.
You are so tired.
I was tired of eating the eggs. But they said, no, you have to eat it.
all.
You have to eat all. And that's something that we also do. But Auntie Julie, from what you know, Auntie Etor, what does that signify?
Oh yeah, do here. What do we get? Because yeah, then another man I have to. Only we to the crop of food. So we do get it now. Where depot. So 1 year I need depot now. Bibi wa ha. Woman, a whistle brabo. It's what they eat. The same as the ear bra. Your fancy in a bra. Which often equal feature.
Feature. Similar to the depot. And now bragro.
It's what then. Paying for a year. Etor was the moment easy. No, I'm
say.
Them not.
So, as you guys are saying that these things are important, we take them for granted, but they have spiritual connections to our ancestry, our traditions, a lot of things that our spirits and our souls hold that we don't even know. And she's seen instances when, somebody will not do their depot or not go through a ceremony like this with their Etor or their Otor. And then somewhere down the line in their life, they experience something unpleasant. And when the family investigates, they realize that's because you didn't secure yourself from the beginning with some of these traditions. So we take them for granted. It's food, but it's not just food. It's who we are, and they are the connections that we have. But the egg itself, maybe Tisa John, I'll ask you, because you are old. So
really?
At least you know things. That's your use in my life. When he's not annoying me by eating my food, sometimes I knock on his door and ask him questions. But the egg itself, what's the significance of egg in our tradition? And even chicken, because apart from egg, chicken also.
Yeah, you're giving a chicken.
Yeah.
But you see, egg can be used in good and bad ways. Egg can be used to evoke curses. Egg can be used to break curses. So egg is very, very significant in our lives. As part of nutrition, we eat eggs. But as part of customs, we also consume eggs. Not only for food, but for performing rites.
Like the ones that we've even described. And I've seen that we've spoken about birthdays.
Sometimes you may even see that you're walking, you get to a junction, the broken eggs with something.
Yeah.
It signifies something.
You shouldn't touch it. When you see that, walk around it.
You run away.
So
I remember
those are the things.
there was a time I was driving. I did everything to drive around
The egg.
because you don't know what the significance is. Yes. But we spoke about birthdays too. When my father turned 70, his sister, my eldest aunt, who is now the matriarch of our family, she went to my parents' house early in the morning,
Yes.
around
Before
4
4
a.m.
a.m.
Yes, and
Before
prepared
six.
the oto before he woke up. So without eating breakfast, once he finished brushing his teeth, that's the first
That's
thing,
the first thing,
he
yeah.
had to eat. You know.
It's an adachi.
So that one too, why do we do it that way? Why is it in the morning? Why not in the afternoon? Why not in the evening?
Say, that day is a special day for you. So, whatever you answer now, 6 o'clock.
It's for your crack.
Yeah.
Your crack.
That's for your soul.
So,
So I'm asking, why do we do it in the morning? So Auntie Ekwa just explained that that's your special day. That's the day you were born. So before 6 o'clock, before the sun shines on you, you must go through this rite of passage so that all the blessings, it's like communing with your soul, as Tese Jono has said, before your spirit and your body interact with anybody and anything.
today, yeah, fresh. Fresh born baby.
That one
The
too.
same as the day where your birthday.
So that's the significance. It's like every birthday is a fresh birth for you. It's amazing. Auntie Ekwa, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the beautiful meal, for teaching us, but then also for the knowledge and the wisdom. And I think that unfortunately these days we don't get to sit like this and talk about our culture, our custom. Because of religion and other things that have entered our lives, and superstition even, we've thrown a lot of these things away.
Because social media is taking
I
you
tell
away.
you, but I
I
personally can attest to some of the benefits that some of these things have done for me in my life, and I see it as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
You see, what we should be trying to do is, with social media, we should try and put some of these things
out
Yeah.
there.
And, you know, some of the games that we used to play during our time. In our time, you know. Anyway, this time around is Ajumaku to the world.
So your rating is what?
Yeah, the rating is over there and above
So
the ratings.
A for Jumaku.
A for Ajumaku. A plus for Inyan Dincha.
Auntie Ekwa Martin. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Etor, oto, to. A beautiful, special dish, a tradition, something that is spiritual, something that is soulful, and something that is absolutely, authentically Ghanaian. And yes, we said it's for special occasions, but you can eat it any day. You know, just commune with yourself and your own ancestors and gods in your home. I promise you won't regret it. If for nothing at all, commune with your stomach because it's a tasty meal. My name is Apiorkor. This is What's Cooking. Once again, thank you to the Susie Herbal Center, to Kivo Pepper, and to Tasty Tom. Mufakakra.
Na ye
Bebre. We'll see you next week.
as we take you back to your roots to experience the food, music, dance, games, and many more at the Back to Your Village Food Festival. The dates are 29th and 30th of March 2025. Time is 10 a.m. right through till 6 p.m. each day. The venue, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, AMA. Follow Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM social media handles for updates with the hashtag Back to Your Village. Entry is free, so see you there.
The best blood tonic you can get.
The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by Gino, Koa Natural Cocoa Fruit Juice, Pan-African Savings and Loans, Tibu Water, Trillium Industrial Company Limited, and Contract Cleaners Association of Ghana.
Politics meets power, where the tough questions are asked. Welcome to Face to Face. Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou as he takes you face to face with the key players shaping the future of our nation.
I lost over $10 million at the trade fair.
You had a fight with the management of trade fair?
I don't have a fight with them. I just deplore the way they went about what they did.
Let's talk about the chief prosecutor of the state at the time that you were being prosecuted, Godfrey Yeboah-Dame, the Attorney General.
Yes. I think he was directed to jail us.
By who?
By the system.
Boko has been a failure for your government, though.
Can't be a failure.
You have not solved it.
No, you are not praising them, the previous government for solving Yendi, which was even a more difficult case.
It's quite obvious that from these votes, the people felt that let's just let you go.
So they were disappointed
in us.
You are essentially the worst government in the Fourth Republic.
I don't know how you are doing that. If you based on the indicators.
Yes, based on the number of people who refuse to come and vote for you.
If that is your analysis, then why not?
No filter, no boundaries, just the truth behind the headlines. Deep, bold, and unflinching. Face to Face with Umaru Sanda Amadou airs on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV, where politics gets real.
Let's get into the world of sports like never before.
You know how we do it on Fridays.
Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. on 97.3 City FM for Sports Panorama, your ultimate destination for all things sports.
One of the biggest scandals in this country's history. Yeah. You can't spend 250 million USD and come out with that.
From the thrill of association football to the excitement of basketball, tennis, athletics, and even emerging sports, we cover it all. Whether it's the Premier League or the latest NBA showdown, we bring you the stories behind the stars.
Getting an opportunity to become a national team coach, you should understand the politics around football.
And don't miss the prayer of the rabbi.
Joe was Zebaut. How Zebaut there? Zebaut won Chaboke.
We're not just about the games, we're about the community.
If you are going to be given this kind of treatment, then you need to be that guy. When I look at him play, he is not it.
Or when it's time for Don't Call Me. Join the conversation as we connect with fans across the country and beyond. What's the latest updates? Send us your thoughts and we'll feature your comments live on air. And remember, we like to hear your predictions for matches and your thoughts in general. Think you know who's going to win? Let us know.
Big shout outs to my YouTube people.
Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. only on 97.3 City FM. Sports Panorama, where sports come alive. Amen. Sports Panorama, your weekly sports fix. Don't miss out on the action. Sports Panorama. Catch the excitement every Friday.